What are some of the interesting stories you can tell us about cases you've handled without disclosing any names, but
Right.
interesting things that you've come across?
Right. Well, there are, as I said, whenever you get the result that needs to be gotten, we always get, the result always is a good thing that has happened to somebody. From time to time, unfortunately, that result is not there, but that becomes a story that we learn from. For example, in 1996, a law came about called IRA, or Illegal Immigration Reform and Immigrant Responsibility Act of 1996. One of the things that this law brought about was that if someone has been unlawfully present in the U.S. for over a year, if that person leaves the U.S., he or she cannot come back for 10 years. And if he or she does that, they cannot ever stay in the U.S. legally. No exceptions, no waivers, nothing. Now, you can imagine how many people there are that may, sometimes inadvertently, be in that situation where they have all the things necessary to be a U.S. resident or a U.S. citizen, but they cannot ever come back to the U.S. because of that one mistake.
They may have left to go visit a dying relative or something and not thinking about that, and then they can't come back.
Exactly, and this is exactly what happened to one of our clients. We represented many years ago, about maybe 10 or 15 years ago, a very nice Native American lady, and she was married to a Mexican gentleman that was brought to the U.S. when he was 3. They had 2 beautiful children, and what happened was, even though he knew that he cannot leave and he should not leave, and we had applied for his green card and he was getting his U.S. residency, everything was going just fine, but because his dad was sick, he left to bury his dad and come back, and as a result, even though we asked him not to, but even though he knew the consequences, he did it, and as a result, he could not get to stay in the U.S. ever legally. So things like that make you think, make you wonder why we should not change some of the bad effects of the immigration.